Hello, everyone. I am going to talk about my competency project today, and I'm going to get started by explaining what my goals are going to be for my internship. And the overall goal is to have a organizational skills group counseling program for middle school students. And I'll explain a little bit about what that will look like. So, just to introduce why I want to focus on this, basically, when I had my interview for my internship, I spoke with my site supervisor and she asked if I would be interested in running a group. And I told her that that was something that I was very interested in doing because I did not have that opportunity in practicum and I really want that experience and I want to build those skills. And she said there was a chance, there's a very good chance that I will be able to run a middle school group, possibly co-run it with a counselor, which I feel like would be really good opportunity. Um, and she explained that the needs right now for the students would be about organizational skills. And so I thought that would be a great thing for me to focus my competency project on and to make a goal for myself. And I think that group counseling, especially a group about organizational skills, is important because it's really needed in early adolescence because a lot of middle schoolers, especially at the school that I'm going to internship at, she said they struggle with organization, time management, study skills, and just overall lacking accountability and responsibility for their academics. So why organizational skills matter? It has a positive impact on academic performance. It has influence on self-confidence and autonomy for the students. It is connected to social emotional regulation, and it is relevant to long-term success in high school and beyond. I think that this group could really help these students build foundational skills that they could take with them to high school, and if they go to college, then to college, and also just staying organized and having time management skills. It's not just important for academics, but it's also important for just self-autonomy, kind of like it says, and taking care of yourself and making sure, even if you have a job, that you're on time to that job, you're showing up on time, and all of those things. So, the structure and core objectives of the group, the target population for the group would probably be sixth grade. I would have to talk to my supervisor about what she would want. And again, the size and the duration is really up to my counselor, but I think she said she wanted to keep it small, like 7 kids, which I think would be great because we've talked about it in our group counseling class. Once there's too many children, then you don't really see that many results. Um, and the referral process would be through the school counselors and the teachers. I'm guessing she already has students that she knows would be good for this group 'cause she gave off that um she just gave that off to me when we were doing the interview. The objectives of this group would be improving task planning and time management and building organizational skills. We could go through different types of organizational skills like binders, planners, digital tools. I know that doesn't work for everyone, so I would love to like do research on alternative things like that. But I think digital tools and things that are free could be really good for these kids to have. It can strengthen the ability to prioritize assignments, helping these kids understand, like, oh, this is due this time, so I need to get this done. If this is doing this in however many weeks, but it's a long paper, I could work on it a little at a time, so it's not overwhelming. Just things like that. And promoting responsibility and self-advocacy. Again, I think that would be like something that would be really great for middle schoolers to have. Okay. So going into how this relates to the ASCA mindsets. Um, It has, for the students, it can help them with belief in development of whole self, self-confidence, belief in using their abilities to their fullest. It could give them a positive attitude towards work and also learning. And I think the application of this would be being able to teach them organizational methods that promote self-efficacy, but also promote positive learning and positive attitudes to school. I think that that would just be something that would be really good. And I think that a group setting is really good for these students because it could increase connection between them and their peers, and it could help them with motivation because I know sometimes they can make study groups or help each other, and that could just be something that could come from this experience that could be really good for them. So behavior standards, self-management. This will help them demonstrate the ability to assume responsibility, demonstrate perseverance to achieve long and short-term goals, demonstrate effective coping skills. And I think the application of this would be like the group counseling. We would have activities that promote planning routines, stress management, different self-care things. Like it wouldn't just be solely focused on academics. It would also be focusing on self-care of self and how to keep yourself managed, basically, because sometimes it's really hard, especially if you don't have healthy guardians or healthy structure in your life to understand what that looks like. Just more of the behavior standards, using effective oral and written communication skills, demonstrating empathy and respect, and demonstrating ethical decision making. And I think that them working together and it being a peer group could really have some great, just effective discussions about procrastination, motivation, workload organization, and how to take accountability for their for themselves and for their assignments. I just think overall that would be great discussions that the group could have. So then I just found an example from a organization called Overcoming Obstacles, and they have so many different lesson plans and group counseling activities. And this was just one of their um, groups about organization and time management. And so this would just be an example of kind of what the group would look like. It would probably only be like 6 to 8 sessions, like we said. Um, and I just feel like this could be something that I could present to my counselor to ask if she wants me to be online with that kind of example or something different. I just feel like it's a good place to start to see where to go from there and get feedback from my counselor. For assessment and data, I want to perform pre and post self-assessments on the students. I want to get teacher and parent feedback as well, maybe some questionnaires or a survey. Um, there was something that I found called the organizational behavior rating scale that was a part of the group counseling lesson plan. And I think also qualitative reflections from students could be really meaningful to see their experience with the group and how they felt in the beginning of it and the end of it and what they got out of it, if they got anything out of it. I just think it would be good data to understand basically my skills and how I did, and also just get feedback about the group. Hopefully, there will be positive outcomes from this group, and hopefully, the positive expected outcomes would be increased homework completion, reduced missing assignments, improving their self-confidence, just giving them stronger executive functioning habits and greater engagement in academic tasks. I think all of those things would be um, great things for middle schoolers to start understanding and start thinking about for once they get to high school. With the implementation of this, I hope that we are able to get the group up and running with no problems. But I was thinking about different things that could happen that maybe could um, lead to complications. And I think potential barriers could be low student engagement, like if no students want to show up or um, participate in the group, that could obviously affect it. If a group doesn't get approved by the administration, or if the counselor says, you know what, I don't really want you to do that, then obviously that would mess up my plans. Um, and then I think another thing is that we really want to make sure these students understand confidentiality and making sure that what they say in the group stays in the group, because I think so that could be tricky and it could be something that could ruin a group's trust very easily and mess up if a group is going super well. alignment with comprehensive school counseling programs. This group counseling project supports ASCA's three domain areas: the academic domain, the social emotional learning domain, and the career, because it focuses on all of those different things. It can help them in their academics, with their social emotional learning, and also with their career goals and how they want to function in the future. It fits with tier two small group interventions and contributes to school-wide MTSS program. And also it strengthens equity through skill-based access to learning and make sure that all students have whatever information they need to succeed. Finally, I believe that organizational skills are foundational for academic success, especially for middle schoolers. And I think this could effectively build those schools for these students. And that this project, in my opinion, has a very strong alignment with the ASCA mindsets and behaviors, and it supports student development. So I'm really hopeful that I will be able to accomplish this project and help these students. So thank you so much, and thank you for watching.